Hi, welcome to Word with SD. I'm your host, William Osoro. As always, it's always a pleasure to have you watching the show. Today's show is a very special guest. He's a radio presenter with Radio Maisha. He's also a businessman by the side. He hosts the weekly Reggae Splash show on Radio Maisha every Sunday. Ladies and gentlemen, Mate Tongola. Karibu kwenye show, bro.
In this era of coronavirus, you have to Feast bump, eh?
First thing first, man. When did you get into radio?
12 years ago.
12 years?
Yes, that was 2006, month of August.
Ulianza vipi?
I was in college, then I got picked. I was in the debating club, I got picked. I went to Mombasa. We pioneered the station called Radio Salam. Yes, I was still a young boy.
Was it always your passion to do radio?
Not really.
It was just a coincidence.
Me, I was a writer. I was a good writer. I used to write for the school magazine while in high school. I also used to write I used to contribute to the Standard newspaper, just as not a columnist per se, but opinion to the editor. So I used to write a lot.
That's quite impressive.
Yeah.
Now, I knew Tongola from a couple of years back. We went to Mombasa for Bless BLB, and the reaction you got there is like you are a celebrity. I didn't even know that, but you are known by so many people out there. So how do you handle your fans and all the fame that you have?
You see, well, at Standard Group, people wouldn't know me from inside because they say heroes are honored abroad. So when you're out there, you know how big you are, but when you're inside here, you put your celebrities aside. So you work with the little celebs, you understand? So when you're inside here, you're just a normal person. But when you're out there, people recognize you, people listen to you, people like your advice, people like the show you play, the news that you put out there. So you're celebrated outside more than inside.
To follow you on social media and going through some of your posts, I got to learn that at some point you worked for DPP Noordin Haji.
Yeah, I did.
And you told of a day that he was really mad at you. I don't know why, but could you just tell us about what it was all about?
It was 1st of April 2008. I was the news editor at Radio Salam. The station is owned by him. It was April Fool's Day. So we lied on air in conjunction with the presenter called Oladipo Alphonse. So we lied to people that KPA were giving away foodstuffs that were not paid for. The duty has not been paid for the pot, so they were giving away the foodstuff for the rice, beans. We just created something. Then we say they will be given to Makadara grounds. So we were rallying people to come to Makadara grounds with gunias and empty buckets to come and collect rice that was being exported from KPA, Kenya Ports Authority. So by 10 a.m., that place was flocked. To us, it was a joke, but it was an Islamic station. So people took us seriously because they thought, this case cannot lie to us. So people flocked to the area. So to us, it was a joke. But in real sense, it was not a joke. So when people were told on the ground that these people are lying to you guys, they stormed to TSS Towers 14th floor. So the lift even jammed. The dispensers they didn't have water. That place was crazy. Then the security guards just called him and said, boss, wajamaa wamedanganyana hewani. That guy was breathing fire. That guy was breathing fire. But he actually paid. He gave him something. Then he told him, tutalipa kwa mshahara yako.
You've been in the radio scene for quite a while, and only but recently, I'd say, the digital invasion, let me call it that, has swiped all over the different genres of media. Personally, how has the digital, the newness of digital, or the invasion, if I could call it that, how has it changed the way you work and the way you interact with your audiences?
I'll say the invasion of smartphones has really changed the industry, and I can really attest that some people, the pioneers of the industries, the people I'm still working with, those who have not caught up with the new generation, they're really having a rough time. Because right now, you can't wait for the top of the hour to listen to news on radio or wait for newspaper tomorrow. You'll have those things on Twitter in real time, unedited, understand? So I'm catching up with the journeys. It has grown me in a way because that's where I get feedback. That's where when I do my reggae show on Sundays from 3 to 7 p.m. That's where people say, hey, play for me this song. Say the hi to so and so. This is the question I'm having. This is the problem I want to solve. How can you help me with this? That's how we interact with people.
It's a love of reggae music. Yesterday I was speaking to ZJ Hino. He works for Radio Maisha sister station, that's Vibes Radio. And he was of the opinion that politicians dragging reggae into their BPI conversation. It's like kind of like tarnishing the name of the music genre. Plus, it's like annoying to the people who really love reggae music. Do you share the same sentiments?
I'm not moved by that because politicians change. The same politician tarnishing reggae message, the reggae genre, they're the same people who are singing Nobody Can Stop Reggae to 2017. Even some of the DJs that we have in the industry, the pioneers, they were them singing Nobody Can Stop Reggae. So right now it's just politics. So politics and reggae, just like Tatosh said, I'm no politician, don't follow CIA.
Word. Now on to reggae, still on reggae music. For Rastas, weed, meaning marijuana, it's like it's part of the culture, and it's not necessarily to get high or to commit crime, but it's part of their levity. In Kenya, the deceased MP Ken Okoth, he was preparing to propose a bill whereby for the legalization of marijuana in Kenya, specifically medicinal marijuana. Do you think Kenya is ready for that discussion in this point in time?
Yes, it is. Actually, we're late. Malawi, the other day, last week, they legalized marijuana for medicinal purposes. You see, let me tell you something, Osoro. A sack of maize is 3,800 according to National Cereal and Produce Board, 3,800. Then the cost of preparation of land, let's say fertilizer, plowing, tilling, and all that, let's say total comes to around 5,000. That's a sack of maize. A sack of weed, how much is it?
I wouldn't know.
A roll of bang is 20 bob. This is not even high grade, this is just the local stuff in town. So if we have the virgin lands that we can use to produce this thing and sell it, export it.
Initially, when I started listening to Reggae Splash, used to host it with the now MP Moha, Mohammed Ali mwenyewe.
Pablo.
You call him Pablo, right?
Pablo, yeah.
Yeah, Pablo. So do you remember the first show you hosted with Pablo?
Yes, actually I was not a reggae person. I was a bongo person. I used to love I used to love bongo. So one day he called me, I think it was in 2010. He told me, boss, I'm going for Jicho Pevu. I've done a story about drugs and I'll be going to exile in Norway for 3 months. So I don't want this show to be given to someone else. You're my friend, so you have to do this show. I was like, what will I even say? So I remember the first day he left, actually introduced me on there, then he left after an hour because they were going to the airport with the Namu. So he told me we'll be listening as we head to the airport. I was putting on the fader, then I don't have anything to say, return it. I did that for quite a while. I was like, this show. Just introduce myself, so and so, then I pull back. But also the time I started listening to the message, I was like, talking about the evils in the society. They're talking about uplifting the youth in the ghetto, bringing the ghetto uptown, giving people hope. Then I started enjoying the music slowly. Started watching some videos on YouTube about the history of Kina Bob Marley, Kina Charlie Chaplin, and that's how I got to love reggae.
Now, that was before he was Mheshimiwa. Now that he's Mheshimiwa, prior to getting into parliament, if you're watching the news and all that, he spoke to the Nairobian a while back and he said that he'll be the Jicho Pevu in Bunge. That he'll be the Jicho la Mwananchi Bungeni. Do you think he has lived up to his word?
He's doing it. Actually, let me tell you something. I'm not saying because he's my friend, and I'm not defending him. The things that some of us write, the writers write, we got them from him. He's inside. It doesn't mean that he has not to have his own program to come and air and say this is what I discovered in parliament. He's feeding most of the journalists. And people attacking him for befriending the DP. What's wrong with that? Why didn't he speak when he's befriending Raila? And Raila actually shortchanged him during nominations of ODM. That's why he went as an independent candidate. And the people, the voters of Nyali, they don't have a problem with him. If there are roads that there, if there are schools, the police stations, he's constructed new police posts, what else do you need? If actually he's stealing money from the hyenas to feed the people in Nyali, what's your problem? If the people there are happy, you as a Nairobian voter, stay quiet, look for your MP.
When was the last time you chatted? Are you guys still friends? Do you still, meet up, talk?
We spoke yesterday.
We spoke yesterday,
yeah.
Right now, everyone in Kenya is talking about the coronavirus. Ever since it's emerged in China late last year, that's early December, it spread the world all over and caused thousands of deaths. Do you think the government put in place enough measures to counter the spread of coronavirus in Kenya? By the measures, when talking about measures, I mean the screening at JKIA and all that. Do you think the government did enough?
The government is a joke. It should not even be in power. Because let me tell you, if you have a fever and you take paracetamol, just 2 tablets, your fever will go down for some time. So if someone is in plane from China and is coming and is suffering from the virus, he takes the tablets, just painkillers. The temperatures will cool down, the fever will go down. When they reach here for screening, they're checking your temperatures. Oh, this guy is cool, so you'll pass. A plane carrying 200 and something people landing in Nairobi, these people are not going to the same hotel. They are going to disperse. That's why you're going to disperse this thing. But people are not saying, it's just a joke. You're saying you have 11 beds in Magadi and people are just clapping and people are still seated. It's a time bomb. The government has done zero and action should be taken today.
Aside from radio, you also have a delivery company, Malik Couriers.
Yeah.
What spurred your decision to start the company? I mean, what need did you see for you to start the company?
I wanted to deliver some certificates in the UK. My brother is there. But I went to DHL, they told me I had to pay some quite amount, around 7,000 Kenya shillings. I didn't have, I was so desperate, but I need to deliver these things the next day. So what I did, my landlord is a pilot. So I told him, do you know someone going to London tomorrow? I said, I'm going to London. So I gave him the documents and he took them there. So next day it was there. I was like, hey, this is nice. Malik's Courier came.
Wow, amazing.
I've opened 2 branches so far. So we are doing good.
Well, wish you all the best.
It's not the only company. I still have several. I still have another one called Tanashati Communications. We do PR and media relations for various ministries in Kenya. And then we have Zarahabu that is run by my wife.
What is it about?
Zarahabu it deals with herbal products, but beauty products. Herbal products, if you have pimples, acne, stretch marks, they treat you not using chemicals but herbal products.
Now, speaking of family, you're the father to 2 beautiful children.
3rd one is coming.
Oh, congratulations.
Atulali.
You're putting in work.
Yeah.
So, is there anything you wish you knew before you became a parent?
Yes. Actually, 2 things. My space and my relation with work. Actually, when I was still a bachelor, I used to enjoy, not really enjoy, but I used to take for granted the space I had in my house. Because I'll come with my phone, put it here. My laptop, I'm watching a movie, I just pause it there, then do my stuff, then I'll come tomorrow and find that everything's intact. Right now it's crazy, man. That boy is a rascal. You put your glasses like this, he's wearing them. Another thing, I don't regret getting married because my finances are now in order. I know where my shilling is going. I can account for everything because I have responsibilities. Unlike before, you'll tell me, hey, twende Mombasa, plane, umeenda. Right now I have to account for everything.
To a budding radio presenter out there watching this interview, what would you tell them to help them navigate or even get into the industry in the first place?
Know your niche. Know your people you're talking to. Like me, I talk to reggae fans. If you don't love reggae, I'm not talking to you. I mean, switch off. And if you want to be recruited, listen. Tune in every Sunday from 3 p.m. until 7 p.m. Radio Maisha on 2.7 Nairobi. Yeah.
What about your social handles? Drop your social handles. Give a parting shot, whether any Kenyans to whoever's out there. And then now look right at the camera.
On Twitter at Mate_Tongola, Mate_Tongola. Then on Facebook, Tongola Mate, the verified page. I also have Mate Habib, it's not verified. And then on Instagram, it's Mate Tongola. The only advice I can give to Kenyans, let's keep these people in check. The BBI is not about them. It's not about us, it's about them. The Big Brother initiative, it's about them, not about us. So when they come to those rallies in your county, ask them, where is the printed version of the BBI? Let us read for ourselves. Let us read for ourselves and understand. To the youth out there hustling, when you're born with nothing, you have everything to gain. When you're born with nothing, you have everything to gain. So go out there and hustle hard.
You heard that. Today, youth out there, thanks so much for tuning in. And don't you give up on your dreams. Whatever challenges you're facing today, most likely kesho utakuwa you've overcome them. Find us on all social media platforms at SDE Kenya, and also find me across all social media platforms at I am Osoro. Mate, thanks so much for your words of wisdom. And
Call them wisdom?
Yeah. One day we might hook up one day.
No problem.
Stay blessed.